Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hoonigan Autofocus. For those of you guys wondering where Larry's at, he's not here, so I'm gonna cover for him. I'm Lewis. You guys might know me.
No, I can't say that I do.
The perm will come back, just next episode maybe. So I'm currently here in Florida. I'm at Induction Performance. It's kind of the premier Supra 2JZ shop, from what I hear, in the Tampa area. Here it is. Let's go take a look really quick. Cool. So, hello sir. Explain to the audience who you are.
I'm Eli. This is Induction Performance. We're in Tampa, Florida. So welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah, so tell us a bit about who you guys are and how it kind of started, like a brief history.
Yeah, so Induction Performance started here in Tampa back in 2011, so I've been doing this for a little while. And this is our third location. This is Victor here, the owner.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so you guys started in 2011, third location, and your specialty is in Supras from what I hear, right?
Yeah, Supra and the R35 platform is what we're known for, and then we're actually expanding a little bit on that as well as we continue to grow. So we got different cars, different platforms. We've done some Porsche tuning and then added a couple R8s to the camp and that kind of stuff. So
cool. And when it comes to the 2JZ, you guys are like well known for building those specifically for drag racing, right?
Street and strip, I would say. I'd say the majority of our clientele is probably not going to be either one or the other. We have cars like this who are purpose built for the track, but a lot of our customers are going to have their cars on the street as well.
So this one, from what I hear, is known as Booger.
Yep.
So let me start by asking, why is it called Booger?
Well,
The car, we inherited that name.
Yeah.
When the car was purchased by one of our good clients, friend of ours, it was already named Booger. It just kind of stuck. It's a cool name. We made shirts out of it. It's just something cool.
Yeah.
Just because of the color, obviously.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Travis Pastrana here. This is your last chance to be in Gymkhana 11. You and a friend are gonna have the opportunity to come out and be on set for the next Gymkhana video. You'll even get a cameo in the film and, of course, lunch with all the crew. You guys can be a part of history, and best of all, every donation goes to support the incredible work of Team Rubicon. So what are you waiting for? Go to amaze.com/Travis for your chance to win. Thanks for donating. Hope to see you on set. Good luck.
So when it flies by, it's like, oh, it's flying booger. Wow, it's so fast.
Exactly.
Who flicked that booger so hard? And why is it so big? So, yeah. Can you guys tell me a little bit about the car to start with, at least from the exterior side of it? I mean, the first thing that I noticed as soon as I walked in are these rear tires, the drag radials. So give me a quick rundown about this car.
So it's got a 4 9-inch solid axle that we did with innovative racecraft. It's all bolt-in, so nothing is cut, but it's a solid axle setup. It's got a turbo 400 from ATF Speed, converters from them as well. It has one of our billet block engines. It's a Mazworks billet block, 3.2 stroker. Head is one of our cylinder heads too. It's like our stage 5 max effort head. It's got a precision turbo on it, a 98mm turbo. Motec M150, our tuner Alpha tunes it. And that's the gist of it.
So I'm hearing that you guys are actually making some revisions to the motor right now, so it's actually sitting empty at the moment. But
So we're getting ready, we're gearing up for the fall. It's so damn hot in Florida this time of year, we're not doing any big racing. So we're gearing up for FL2K and then TX2K and World Cup Finals in Maryland.
yeah, and from what I hear, FL2K is pretty much the go-to drag event down here in this area, right?
Is he gonna make it? Banging the gears towards the center line, needs to bring it back. Top end charge, he's gonna lay it down. Gonna go 718, 210.
I would agree, but my opinion is a little biased.
Slightly
but,
biased.
but I would agree. So that's the start of our season. That's what we got to be ready for. So like any changes we want to make, we got to make them now. Any testing we want to do it now.
Yeah.
And that's when all the big heavy hitters, especially like in the 2JZ world in particular, will come out and show what they've been working on, and hopefully we can put on a show.
So do you guys run the quarter or like 1,000?
So we run, most of the events we run will be quarter mile. Some of the stuff we do like locally, we used to do some no time stuff with the car, that would be 1/8 mile. But everything we'll do like FL2K, TX2K, World Cup, Maryland Import versus Domestic World Cup Finals, that'll be a quarter mile. But the car, it's good for both. Like the way we have it set up, it'll do well.
That's amazing. Yeah. Can I look at the interior of this car really quick? Or cool.
Doors are carbon as well. Just about everything on this car is carbon. Hatch, hood, target, and even these doors. Which actually, if you want to feel the door,
feels about like -2 pounds.
Right.
Wow, look at this seat right here.
And I'll show you the new seat too.
Oh, you guys have a new seat going in too? Yeah. Is there a reason why you guys are swapping over to that other seat?
Oh yeah, you'll see.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it then. It's funny because like this like carbon dash is still like quintessential Supra. Like you look at it, even without it being in the car, you could tell it's a Supra dash.
It still has that, you know,
that like curved
cockpit type of feel to it. Yeah,
I mean, back here, it looks even more like a fighter jet because of the cage that extends over here.
And the shifter as well, I think, too.
Yeah, look at that.
And Motec controls there, and the dash, everything is Motec. So, and full fire suppression, everything. Obviously, with a car this quick, you know, the goal is a 6-second pass, but you know, anything that goes this quickly, safety is paramount. So, keeping the driver safe obviously is key. So, we spent a lot of time with that as well.
So, what time does it hold on the quarter right now?
It's been 7, so we're hoping for a 6.
Hoping for a 6. Is that the plan for FL2K or?
I hope.
Fingers crossed.
FL2K is in October. Like Victor was saying, it's our kickoff event, so that'd be great, man. But we're gonna have some testing well before then, so we should have a better idea.
When does FL2K usually happen?
It's the first or second weekend of October every year.
Oh, okay, every
so
year.
this year, I believe this year falls October 8th through 11th.
Okay, cool.
So we have, you know, roll race event, which is pretty popular these days, especially with this kind of power that a lot of these cars put down. They want to do, you know, half-mile type stuff, or roll racing, I should say, rather than half-mile.
Does that happen at the same location, or?
Yep. We just we reconfigure the track for the roll race event. They start a little further back, and they have a rolling start. That's a little fun. That sport in itself is definitely changing and evolving every single season.
I mean, the half-mile scene in general is just, it's so cool because it's like you think it'd be pretty similar to drag racing, like a quarter-mile drag, but like the way the events are run, even in California, like it's just completely different. Like the builds are so
totally different.
Like I know now you guys are like doing the rolling starts. It's always like, it's like I said, you know, it's like an always evolving series or sport.
And I would say safety 100% is what's on our mind, you know, versus some of these half-mile events that go down on airport strips and stuff like that, where you may not have you know, the safety requirements that we would have at a drag strip. They may not be equipped like we are at a drag strip to have EMTs on property, fire rescue, etc. So those are the things that we really like to focus on, keep racers safe, especially, like I said, at those horsepower levels. And you know, the wheel and tire setup, we want to do tech inspections beforehand, before someone has an incident. We want to nip it in the bud before that happens. So, but this car, quarter-mile car, looking very excited for that. This is the seat over here.
Oh, wow. Okay, I know what you mean now. Is that like a custom made?
Totally custom made, yeah. So these are our shameless plug, but that's the front of the shirt.
I like this like comic book style with the dots too.
Yeah, a little punk rock type look and Booger. So we did that on our shirts and everyone really, really liked it. So we're like, let's do something special for the head pad. Yeah. So sent that to a guy and they hooked us up with that. That's a tillet seat.
Can I pick it up?
Sure. Yeah, here. It's stretch. You get those squats. There you go.
No, it's actually really light. It's insanely light. That's gnarly. It's almost the same weight as like a normal car's like headrest. You know, that's gnarly.
Yeah. So we're excited to get that in. It's again just a little funny detail. It's kind of picking fun at the name.
It's just kind of fully embracing it, like not even trying to hide from it kind of deal. And I love it. Look at that. It's amazing. I'll zoom in on the, check it out. You know you like it. Is this like a specific character or?
No. Actually, all credit belongs to Matt, our sales guy, who found that image, and we're all about having fun here, and we thought that was pretty fun. And the owner, you know, we weren't sure what he was going to think, but he loved it.
One of my absolute favorite bits of the car right here is where this parachute thing comes out. It goes through the license plate, so you can still have a plate. Is this actually street legal or?
Maybe.
I mean, it can be. I mean, we're in Florida, so you can pretty much plate
Yeah.
make anything legal at this
We
point,
could do
right?
anything we
Yeah,
want.
it's a
Yeah,
little
Florida.
different in California.
It's
where
a wild, wild west. We're all very excited for this car to make its, basically its re-debut after so much testing and going through so much with, the COVID shutdown and all that stuff. It's been a long, long road. We were hoping to have the car at Texas, but that obviously didn't happen with everything going on. But that gave us more time to really focus and get things done. So.
That's amazing. So that was Booger. That was one of their cars. They actually have various other Supras, more than one actually.
Come on in.
What the? So Supra, GTR, Supra, GTR. It's a Camaro, but it's basically a Supra. You'll know later. Supra. There's quite a few Supras here, if you can already tell. Let's start off with these two up front that are kind of covered up.
Pretty well known for this car here. This is Kapper Supra. Excellent friend of ours and a client of ours that's up in New York. And car stays here, participates at FL2K, TX2K at World Cup. Funny story between these two cars here. This is another client of ours. Basically what ended up happening, liking this car so much that he purchased basically all the driveline bits from Kapper car and put it into his car.
So is the Kapper car getting a full rebuild to begin
Yes.
with? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So he's getting the full rebuild, and the owner of this one is basically just taking all that and dropping it in here?
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, but this car was competing at FL2K before anyway. Wanted to go that extra step, so he had a lot of good race parts in this car. So hoping for this year for this car as well. This car, so kind of stepping back, Booger is our number one. That's our focus for this year. And then hopefully for next year, this will be out there. But
so I know it is a drag shop. I do have to ask, what are the fastest times that these cars have put down?
they're 7-second cars.
seconds?
A lot of our street, and the question that you asked earlier about drag or street, a lot of our street cars are 8-second capable, ripping 8-second, 830s, 840s, and then just driving home. You could definitely do that. Obviously, there's different settings that we can turn the cars down to. But I would say, especially in the TX2K world, like you see 6 seconds are like nothing everyone's doing.
I mean, like you look at all these, like, especially like on the American side of things, I see so many of these like drag Camaros that are like 6-second cars, and then you can like stop the tank so it runs like on pump gas, so you drive them home.
Well, definitely with engine management as advanced as it is now between Motec, most of these higher horsepower cars run Motec. Then we also run Pro EFI as another preferred engine management that we use. The ability to, switch between ethanol and 93, that's paramount for a lot of our customers who want to be on the, be able to take it out on the weekend or even travel with the cars,
Be able to just go back and forth.
Yeah, because, if they go somewhere, E85 is not readily available, they just pump 93 and then, the ECU recognizes the threshold and it switches to 93 map. So, that's a GTR that's about to go home. GTR is the other specialty that we have that we focus on with the VR38. R35 is our specialty.
Yeah, especially now with like the advancements of tech on the VR38 platform. I remember like when that car first came out, people were barely breaking like, the 7s or 8s, and now everyone's like in the thousands up. It's insane.
I would say it's a great option for someone. It's obviously got the all-wheel drive platform, but it's a modern day, Skyline, which we actually have an R32 over there. But for everyone who always wanted, like myself, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s with JDM cars, to be able to have a Skyline, or now you can go get a GTR in the dealerships. That's pretty cool. So
yeah, and you can get like used ones for like 40 or 50 nowadays.
So the 09 and 10s you can get super cheap, and everyone always asks, like, oh, what are the things you need to look out for? All these cars, it's all about, the maintenance. We've seen several 100,000-mile GTRs if you take care of them properly. We've also seen 20,000-mile GTRs that are complete trash. You know what I mean? And
it's all about maintenance, right?
Between that and just the way you take care of the cars, that you can take that for any car, but these GTRs specifically, we like to focus on the ownership experience, keeping it maintained. We train our clients to bring it in at certain intervals and that kind of thing. So yeah, we're very excited to be a part of the GTR community too.
Yeah, it's cool. Let's take a walk. I want to check out this Camaro right here. No crazy fuss about it. No big deal. Just got a TJ no big deal, whatever. Turbo's as big as my hand, literally. Actually, no, it's about the size of my head, actually. That's pretty gnarly. So this one is actually going to be at the Freedom Factory, right?
Yeah. This is our friends at the Freedom Factory. You might recognize them and see them on their channel, on the III Supra channel. Yeah, this is Cooper's. Cooper actually has a Mark III Supra, which this engine we built for that car, and he had a little change of plans, obviously, because it ended up in this.
Wait, you're telling me this isn't a Mark III?
It's basically a Mark III Supra, the American kind.
It's an American Mark III Supra, no big deal. Can you run me down this setup really quick?
So this is our stage 2 block. And when I say our, I mean we basically take our 2Js and we build them to our spec. We use diamond pistons. We use a different connecting rod that we have different options for, like I said, stage 1 and stage 2. Differences are power levels that you want to achieve. So like a stage 1 block is good for 1,200 horsepower. But if you're gonna, which for Mark IVs and Supras and 2Js in general, 1,000 horsepower pretty much nowadays is, you almost expect every single car to have one. So like for the person who wants to go even further, we have our stage 2, which has different, main caps and different accessories that you can add onto it, all the way through a billet engine.
And what are those rated up to?
2,000 plus. I mean, depending on how far you want to go. Obviously, the limiter is going to be.
You said 2,000 just then. That was a 2. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so like Booger, for example, will be a 2,000 plus horsepower car, and then lots of different options. There's so much going on with technology and the way that these blocks are being made, especially with the aluminum blocks. It's really, really cool. There's an engine for every single budget.
Pretty much any range that you can think of, there's an option for you, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the only limiting factor is going to be your budget, and we have all the time, customers that want to build a 2J or buy a 2J, and they found an Aristo block or engine set for like $1,500 or whatever the price is, and they're full of problems. So our engine program is for the guy who doesn't want to have any issues. It's built, it's got our stamp of approval, and it's got our support with it. So that's why we decided let's start offering these to our clients.
Do you have them provide the block, or do you guys have your own?
So there's a core, if they don't have one, then there's a core charge that they would pay. Or if you found a good working block, you could always trade it in and get that savings on it. So, and that's fairly common in our automotive world. So that we offer the same thing for our engines to kind of keep costs down. And obviously, when we get the block, we're able to go through it if it's a good block, test it, clean it, do all of our work to it, and then we're able to sell that as well. It's still far away, but definitely looking forward to see what it can do. It's got their signature exhaust exit there. Lots of bald eagles going out of there.
Look, it's like a screaming guy. It's like the 2 eyes in the mouth right there. Look at that.
Yeah, we're not really sure what we're going to do with this side view mirror, because that's going to be gone.
Yeah, just let it be and then let it melt away, and it'll almost add to the aesthetic of the car. I feel like that's amazing.
But yeah, like I said, this is Cooper's car, so I'm sure on their channel, the III Supra channel, you'll see a lot more of this car later. So it's more of a sneak peek at the car.
Yeah, and it doesn't scream to, aside from the rear and the front tires, this huge,
Right.
I guess if you're looking at it from the other side, it doesn't really scream,
I'd agree. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have any crazy, they may sticker it up later, I don't know.
Yeah, put a giant flag or something.
Yeah, what their plans are for it. But yeah, I'm excited for Coop in this car, so it'll be fun.
So I know you guys were saying that you guys specialize with 2Js and VR38s. I did notice that you guys have an MR2 right over here.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this, because this is, so he mentioned it to me earlier, but this isn't like a normal MR2, so it looks a little different. The body panels are all missing, mid-build, but the one thing that I really want to talk about right here is the motor setup. So this is a street car, right, from what I hear?
Yeah, it's a 100% street car.
How much power is it making?
It's in the 800 wheel horsepower range.
800 in an MR2. How much? This car probably weighs 24 some pounds.
That's
or whatever.
something that I would like to know too. It is stock body, and obviously right now, engine's done, fabrication's done, ECU's done. Went with the ECU Masters Black, Precision Turbo. All of that stuff is done. So now that we're done with our part, the car's actually going right to the body shop. It's going to be going back to its beautiful red, all OEM parts, no body kit or anything like that. So from the outside, it's going to look like it's basically a factory
It's going to be an 800 horsepower sleeper is what it's going to be.
Yeah, and like I was telling you earlier, this particular car, he's been with us for a long time, and you can actually see our logo here. That's one of our like original, like our first. We don't know what our logo is going to be like, so like he's been here since then. So that's the reason why this car is here. We don't necessarily take on 3S GT work or MR2 work. We get that question a lot because of this car, but the reason why is because he's an OG. He was just in the early stages of induction performance before we really honed in on just Supra and GTR work. So that's how we are able to work on his car. So
that's just scary. Like I can't even
It's
imagine
rowdy.
how fast this thing is going to be, and it's probably like loud as hell too. Like look at that, the exhaust just pokes out right there. That's like barely even a muffler too.
I was able to take the car out before all the body panels were taken off, and it's a lot of fun. I've driven mid-engine cars before too. Porsche Cayman, I'm pretty familiar with that. I've taken them on road courses and stuff like that, like at Sebring. This car, I don't think I would necessarily enjoy too much on a road course, just because it makes so much power. But you know, if he wanted to, we could always bring the power down, you know, and enjoy it. He can enjoy this car however he wants. If he wants to go straight, if he wants to turn, you know, maybe a different tweak on suspension and wheels package, then he could definitely do autocross or road course type stuff. But this particular client, he just really enjoys the car. He's an original owner, bought it new, so.
I can already see him rolling up to like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you know, and that is like that straight up Fast and the Furious scene.
Right. Nice car. What's the retail on one of those?
More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari. And then this guy shows up, right? And then he has his friend, you know, his bald friend sitting right over here going like,
Smoke.
so.
I mean, honestly, you know, and that's kind of, you know, as an enthusiast myself, that's what I love. You know, it's all about the passion of the car itself. He is 100% passionate about Toyota. He's 100% passionate about this car specifically, and that's kind of what we gel and what we like about our clients. They're all super passionate, no matter if it's a, you know, green GTR that we wrapped, or this MR2, or even the Nova. We have a lot of clients that
You guys
just
have a Nova too?
Oh yeah, this guy up here.
yeah.
Yeah, we have, our camp is growing. Obviously, a lot of our clients are all friends of ours too, and that kind of happens over time. As you deal with someone for so long, a friendship ultimately comes up. So,
Any other significant cars that you want to point out and talk about?
I mean, just briefly, the silver car up top, that's a 50th anniversary GTR, so it's a 2020. This car came in as he just wanted a FBO build. So FBO, obviously full bolt-ons. So what we started with this car was, you know, intakes, downpipes, injectors, tuning, that kind of stuff. So the basics. He came from a Hellcat, so he was used to that big engine, big torque kind of feel. So naturally, I think we had his car tuned for maybe a couple weeks, and before we knew it, he's asking about, you know, different options, more power, tried a couple different things, and then ultimately ended up going with one of our engines. So we're doing a 4.1 liter engine on this car. It's actually already in it now, just went in a couple days ago. Full titanium Boost Logic exhaust.
I was gonna say, these are like some of the most beautiful welds I've ever seen.
This is one of my favorite systems. Super lightweight, it sounds really, really good. And actually he kind of fought us on doing the exhaust. That's probably not fair to say he fought us, but he wanted the factory exhaust look, which is great, but this sounds so killer.
I can't even imagine.
It's got the burnt blue tips too, because this car, so on the anniversary editions, they have a special interior on them and special vinyl package. So he wanted to keep a little bit of blue in the car. We've got a few different blue accents around the car to kind of keep with the theme. We did a custom set of BC forged wheels on it too. They're over there. I could show them to you too. I also received Alpha Performance or AMS Omega 12 turbo kit. So larger turbos. This car is going to be really fun when he comes to pick it up. We'll be tuning this car probably next week. This will definitely be at FL2K and well before. It's got a built transmission,
I noticed, so I don't know too much about the R35s, but I know, like, especially in the used market, the one thing that a lot of people like to talk about are the transmissions and how they hold up and whether or not they do hold up.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about what you guys have done with the tranny.
So if you're not used to the GTR or any real supercars, there's a lot of chatter. The bell housing makes a lot of noise, and these cars are very mechanical, so you hear a lot of that noise. But over time, as you go up in horsepower, you'll start finding the weak points. Transmission just happens to be, you know, the 1,000 horsepower range is kind of that magic point where you start, you know, it's a necessity at that point. And there's obviously different ranges that you can build these transmissions to. He's not going to see a ton of track time. If he wants to go drag racing, it'll hold up to it, but it'll also hold up to, you know, 200-mile-an-hour runs if he really wants to.
That's awesome.
Also has AMS carbon ceramic brakes, super lightweight, powder coated the calipers silver. Has KW suspension, alpha intercooler.
Shout out to KW.
It's got just about everything. He definitely did it right. So we're excited for this one, and the wheels are actually over here. So these are
These 325s?
These are BC forged.
345s. Oh my God.
Yeah, so we went, again, like I mentioned before, with some of the blue details. We went with the titanium hardware, which is factory option with BC Forge, gloss black lip. We've done quite well with BC Forge because they offer quite a bit of customization at not necessarily some of the bigger name brand wheel prices, but definitely the same quality, and very excited with these. They killed it with that combination.
It's insane. And I can't believe they're 345 wide. Like, I don't think I've ever seen 345 wide tires on anything aside from like maybe a Viper. That was about it.
It fits perfectly. So we're very excited with these wheels, and like I said, I know I keep repeating it, but this car here is going to be awesome when it's done, and I know the owner is going to be super stoked.
Cool. Thank you so much for showing me around. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys are more than welcome to come back. You know, I know this was kind of last minute, but you know, we have so many projects going on all year long. So our focus right now, being July, or almost July, is FL2K in October. So
yeah,
definitely looking at having a strong showing there, and yeah, excited for that.
All right, guys. If you guys are in the Tampa area, FL2K, first weekend of October, check it out.
The Speed Video has picked up our events as well, so you can stream it online too.
There you go. Thank you so much, Eli. I really appreciate it. And that's a wrap.